Hey, this is Jamey with Stillmeyer Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in the Hobbit version of Love Letter. I played Love Letter a couple times. It's been a few years, though, since I played it, and I was in New Zealand over the last 2 weeks with my girlfriend, and we went to a game store called Counterculture in Wellington, where they happen to have the Love Letter version, or the Hobbit version of the Love Letter, and we thought, we're in New Zealand, where the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings were filmed, we really want to play this. So we played a few rounds of it. I had a great time. In fact, I had a better time, I think, than I even played than playing the original Love Letter. I'm not sure if it's because of the new mechanisms or the theme. I don't know, but I really enjoyed it. I would definitely play this version again. And I'll just talk about the two things that it does differently than normal Love Letter. And if you don't know, the core concept of Love Letter is that it's a very short filler game. Each player has one card in hand that has a number on it, and on your turn you draw a card, and then you play one of those two cards in your hand. If at any time you have zero cards in hand, like if someone does something to take one of the cards out of your hand and doesn't replace it, you are out of that round. And at the end of the round, all players left standing, you look at the highest remaining number, and that player wins that round. And you can play as many rounds as you want. We played until one player had won 2 rounds. The two things that are a little bit different in this version: one, there's the one ring card, which is a zero valued card. So during the round, it's not really worth anything. But at the end of a round, it counts as a 7 when the round ends. So if you're able to hold on to that card until the end of the round, it's worth a lot. But it's a little bit risky during the round because there are some cards that compare numbers, or people might try to name. There's a card that says just name a card in someone's hand, and if you name the correct card, they are eliminated. So the one ring, I thought, added some interesting twist to the game. The other thing is that there are two cards with the number 3 on them. One is Tauriel and one is Legolas. And they do opposite things. Tauriel, they both compare your card to someone else's card. And Tauriel knocks out the player with the higher valued card. So if I have Tauriel and I play it against you, I am hoping that you have a 4 or higher, and then I would knock you out. Whereas Legolas wants to look at cards with a lower value. So I thought that was interesting that they made the 3 valued card, which is in normal Love Letter does the same exact thing. They had to do 2 opposite things, which adds some interesting choices and timing to the game. Exactly when do you want to play that card? So I think both of those new abilities are really cool. They add a nice little new flavor to Love Letter Hobbit. And I'm sure in some way that I'm not completely understanding that they add a little bit more fun to the game than the standard version. The standard version is just fine game, but I really did enjoy the Love Letter version of The Hobbit. I'm curious if you have a different favorite mechanism in the Love Letter version of The Hobbit, or the Hobbit version of Love Letter, or if one of these mechanisms reminds you of another game with a similar mechanism. I'd love to hear your thoughts about that in the comments. Thanks.